Sherry at djsundry.blogspot.com, and I know that it's getting towards the end of the year, but I really have not been using my calendars to their potential and my planners to their potential this year. I've done some journaling. I had a good setup at the beginning of the year, and I'm not going to go back and go through all of that, even though I didn't really do videos of that. There are a few posts on the blog about some updates that I did in my personal journaling, but for the most part, I haven't been using it like I once did. I had some downtime a couple of weeks ago when I was sick, and so I decided, you know what, we've got to start getting organized again and get back into planning. So I did a whole bunch of sorting. I already had my planner stuff basically in one area, and that was in my IKEA Rackskog cart. And I'll put a picture of that cart at the end of the video, because I did take a good portion of one day when I was not feeling well, and I would stop and take breaks and whatever. But I sorted all over, sorted through all of my stuff and got it really well organized so that I have everything planner related basically in one place. With the exception of my washi, because there's such a large amount of washi that I do have to get that out separately. But most of my stickers, stamps, inserts, pens, most of them are kept in one place. So then what I did is I consolidated everything that I would need for a quick planning session to make it portable, and this is what is kind of left at the end of the day. So I'm going to run through this really quickly so that you can kind of see how I'm doing, and then I have a couple months left at the end of the year to really decide, okay, what do I need to change and what do I need to tweak a little bit. So the first thing that you see is, yes, I actually do have to have two phones now, because I have a work phone. Now my work phone does sync, as most would, with my desktop. And so my Outlook calendar sync right onto my phone, and that's really what my main source of where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing at work is used. I do keep my B6 Foxy Fix Orchid Planner at work that has inserts for, it's got a calendar insert that's a month on 2 pages that I use pretty much every day. And then I have daily pages that are undated that I use kind of hit and miss, but I try to at least look at it every day and really get those important tasks on it that may not be calendar related, whether it's reports or whatever. So I do use that a lot for that, and that's my main work thing at this point. Now I also have my personal cell phone. I do keep a Google Calendar on there and a Google menu on there. Well, I put a menu on my Google Calendar so that it's open for both my husband and I to have access to, so that either one of us can edit that. And actually my husband is often the one that will do the meal prep before I get home from work, so he can look at that. And then we've decided that it really kind of works better if we have a list on the fridge, just that quick list that we can go to. But I still use the Google Calendar so that I can tie things together. And at some point in the near future, I will do a video on the different apps that I use to help with that kind of thing, since they are shared apps, so that both my husband and I have access to it, and he doesn't have to worry about trying to find things in my planner, and it does cut down on the number of lists that I use. So what's left here are kind of my go-to planners. Now I do have another number 2 Foxy that if I wanted to switch this out, it's pink. More of a summertime Foxy, and I could do that, but this is my everyday carry. It goes in my purse. It has just a few things in it. This you've seen before if you've watched my videos, because this was my wallet for the longest time. This is Wanderlust Licorice, and it has kind of taken a beating. It has traveled with me. It's just been my go-to. Now this summer I switched out and quit using it as a wallet, because I kind of found my dream wallet on sale, and so I grabbed that, and so I quit carrying this for a time, but really realized that as much as I really like my wallet, and I like the fact that money lays flat in it, and it's got plenty of pockets without adding more pockets for like debit cards and driver's license and insurance cards and credit cards and all that stuff. I really missed having this as my everyday carry for two different things. I missed having the quick calendar to glance at to see if I was available, and then I missed having a list. So really I don't keep a lot in here. I do have this one insert. I pulled the wallet insert out, but I put this plastic insert. I left it in, and right now the other side of it has four slots for cards that you could use for credit cards if you were using it for a wallet, but I actually use them for stickers and washi. And right now I just don't have anything in it because I'm not doing a lot of decorating in this planner. And what decorating I do, I usually do that when I'm doing my planning and I have all my stuff together. So I do have a 1407 calendar in here, and I'll just show this briefly, but it's a month on 2 pages. And then I have, of course, as I mentioned, I've got this pocket thing, and it's got a few stamps in it for thank you notes, and it's got some different stuff in that I need. And then I have a little book where I can keep lists of things that maybe, for instance, on this page I have the Tim Holtz Distress crayons, and I have it checked which ones I have so that I don't have to try to figure that out if I happen to run across them on sale or with a really good coupon. And that's really all I have in here right now because I bought this and then I wasn't doing a whole lot of shopping and stuff, and then I moved out of the wallet. So now that I have it back and I'm able to spend more time crafting, I'll start using that more. Again, that's also from the 1407 planners, and if you're not familiar with them, one of the really great things about their inserts is they come with just blank covers, and I use them or I use pattern paper to go ahead and make it fit whatever theme I'm wanting. So then I have this folder in here that I've had in here. I did add this little thing from Michaels that I can use as a stencil. And then on the other side of it, there is this dashboard, which I thought was great, and probably if I used thinner paper, maybe I would use it more, but I really don't need it as much, but I keep it in there in case I need thin paper. And then I just have a quick little notebook so that if I'm at a place and there's a thought that pops in my head of something I need to do, or something, a place I need to go, or something I need to buy, and I don't want to take the time to do anything with it as far as sort it on a list or anything, I just jot it down in here and I have it. And then I have a backup one in the back because the other one's about gone. And then when it's gone, I have it. So that's my everyday carry. It goes in my purse. I use it in correlation with my planning because, you know, when you're out and about and making appointments, you can either tuck business cards in there if it's like an appointment card, or you can just quickly jot on the calendar what you're doing. So I'm going to set this aside. My other two planners, I'm not going to go into depth about them. This is my tried and true Foxy Sugar Icing that I use as my war binder. I don't keep a lot in it. I've got a little devotional book in here and some stickers. I've got some washi, some business cards that I got at a conference, and then a sticker that I keep in there. My inserts that I keep in here, this front insert is for that I take to church. Well, I take this whole thing with me to church, but I take this and I take sermon notes or class notes or whatever I might want, and that goes into this, and I just clip it with an Ollie clip. I'm getting far enough in the book that I'm not clipping it over the edge, but this particular Ollie clip was a lot of fun because I liked that the colors went so well together with the close to my heart paper that I used. And this is the size, height-wise, it's the same size as a standard Midori size, but it's wider. And these are actually the Moleskine inserts, and they're the wider than the regular Midori. And so this is my preferred paper just because it writes so smooth. And yes, you get some ghosting or shadowing through when I use a fountain pen, but that doesn't bother me. It doesn't really distract too much. The second one that I have in here right now is for my prayer journal, where I keep prayer requests and things like that in there. And then the other two books are books that I'm not currently using, but I'm keeping stored in here for future use. I've used them to some extent, but eventually this top one is for like Bible studies and things that I've done or started, and when I go back and either start a new Bible study, or the one that's in this particular book is one that I haven't completed, so when I go back and complete it, I'll just continue keeping my notes in there. And then this last one had like scripture challenges from the Reset Girl and scripture writing challenges and different thoughts that I was putting in that. So this one does have a pocket with a few more stickers. This is a brochure from Cuba and a pen loop with my Lammy. So that's my war journal, and I use it quite a bit. So then we get to my my main planner, and this is just my trusty old butterscotch Wanderlust leather from Foxy Fix. This is comparable to the number 7 Foxy. This particular planner predates that size. This is, I believe when I purchased it, they were calling this a 6 wide, so it does fit the wider number 7, but it can't, you don't want to confuse it. Now what they're calling wide actually has 6 sets of bands in it, and this one only has 4, and that's my preference. I don't see ever needing 6 sets of bands. I typically keep more inserts than 4 in here, but I definitely don't need, I'll even keep 6 or 7 in here sometimes, but I don't need all the extra width in that spine. I use a combination in here, and it depends on what I'm using at the time on which size insert I'm using. Typically I do use the wider, I believe it's called Cahier or Cahier, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, that I use that size. And so this first insert is my everyday calendar, my month on 2 pages from the 1407 planners. And then I have my current insert. This is the insert that I'm using right now. This is not really a dashboard so much as just a folded piece of paper to go over my dashboard for the month of November. Which it is already November by the time I'm shooting this video, but because November started in the middle of a week this time, I decided to go ahead and finish the week out in the October planner, and there'll be more to that on a different video. So my November calendar, I plan to use this insert from Coco Daisy, and then I have some some cutouts that I do need to cut out. They're printables from the Reset Girl for my scripture writing for this month. And then this is my personal journal. This is an insert that I just made with Tomeo River paper, the cream colored paper, and it's pretty rugged on the edges. It's definitely not smoothly cut, but I do like what I can do with it because I write on it with a fountain pen. You can see I've used the distress crayons in there. There's just so much you can do on this paper, and this is what I use for my everyday journaling. I keep an insert, a plastic insert in here, and this is just your standard Midori insert size that I picked up at Amazon a long time ago, and I keep washi tape and stickers that are kind of current and in season. You can see I need to fill this up. And then this book is just kind of an extra book where I used to keep like list challenges and those kind of things in here and do them. And I may come back to that at some point. I kept the book in here as an option, but I'm incorporating, for the month of November, I'm moving all of that into one insert to kind of see how I like it. And I'll talk more about that on my my November planner video. And then this final insert is actually one that I purchased thinking I would use it a lot. I purchased it from Annie Plan Printables, and I printed it, and then as of yet I haven't used it. But I keep it in here in case I do start using it. And then I have this month or a yearly calendar, and you can see either side of it. And I got this from the 1407 planners as well. And it was a nice cardstock, but I put it on a piece of scrapbook paper, cardstock, and then laminated it. You can see if you look on this side, there's some pictures of my family, and I laminated that. And I plan to get the same. I actually have one for this one, I have one for this one, and I also have it in B6 and my work planner, because I just like having that there. And then I like having the lamination, so that it holds up, but also I can stick sticky notes or whatever I want on here. I will say that next year I do plan to laminate it differently, because I used my heat laminator on this, because there's so much open space here where plastic isn't touching plastic. It's developed gaps around the pictures. So I'll probably use my Xyron laminator, because it will adhere a little bit better. So that is my current setup and how I'm using my planners. When I am in planning mode, what I've done is I've taken this, I think it's a pencil, or it may even be like a passport holder or something. I've had it for several years. And what I've done is I've just moved things into it that are kind of fall colored. I just went through my sticker stash, and now that they're all organized, I can do that a lot more quickly. And I put stickers in here that I felt I could possibly use for fall. There's some page notes, some tabs, an extra pocket, a pair of scissors, a little ruler, extra pad of paper, plenty of stickers, and stuff, so that I can just grab this, because I can just gather all this stuff and go wherever in the house that I want with one armload full of stuff. Or if I need a little bit more, I can just grab my Craftsman planner thing, which you've probably seen on other videos, and I can just put it in there and I pick it up and I can go. Very portable, so that I can do on-the-go planning. And then this is a bag that I got for Christmas, and I keep extra clips in here, a tape runner, I keep extra jump bands, and then just a few pens. There's a ruler in here, and just pens and pencils that you might use in everyday planning. And then the only other thing, and I just don't have it with me because I was doing planning in my bedroom, is I have a set of Stabler midliner pins, and those are how I use, how I do my color coding and stuff in my planner, and I really like the way that they write. So all of that you can see easily. You can throw it in just even a relatively small bag, or like my Craftsman tool caddy, and just move it around the house to have it on the go. And then I can change this out seasonally for whatever stickers or pocket cards or whatever I want to use for my planning. So that's my current setup. We will see how it works through the end of the year and how many changes I make. Maybe I won't make any changes, and I'll just continue doing that for the rest of the year. So check back on the YouTube page to see that November planner setup, and it will actually go into detail of how I've arranged the planners to make these things kind of come together. Thanks so much for stopping by today, and remember, take some time to enjoy the little things. Have a great day. Bye.